The top of the morning to you and welcome to Millie White Cooks. Today's healthy breakfast recipe idea is in celebration of St Patrick's Day. My Irish potato farls with sauté mushrooms are quick and easy to make. This delicious, heart-healthy, vegetarian cooked breakfast recipe is gluten-free and can also be dairy-free and suitable for vegans too. What's more, I'm going to show you how to cook it in just one pot, so yay to less washing up as well. It serves two generously, and each serving is only 298 calories with just 7 grams of total fat and 1.3 grams of saturated fat. You can find over 40 more breakfast recipes in my Brunch and Breakfast Cookbooks, details in the description box below. We'll start by taking a quick look at the ingredients list, which as always I'll give in both metric and American measurements. You'll need 2 medium-sized potatoes, and I like to use a red-skinned variety. In this dish I have 70 grams of gluten-free plain flour, which is equivalent to half a cup of all-purpose gluten-free flour, and you may need a little extra for rolling out the dough later. I'm also going to add half a teaspoon of gluten-free baking powder. This is some stems of fresh thyme. I have 1 tablespoon or 3 teaspoons of sunflower spread, and I need just 1 teaspoon for the farls and the remaining 2 teaspoons for the sautéed mushrooms. You can use a dairy-free or vegan variety if it's required. Here's 240 grams of chestnut mushrooms, which is equivalent to 2 cups of baby portobello. Then finally, all I need is 1 teaspoon of rapeseed oil and some salt and pepper. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more healthy cooking inspiration. Now let's get cooking. So I've peeled the potatoes and cut them into large chunks. I'm going to cook them in this cast iron sauté pan, and I can use just this one pot for the entire recipe. Season with 1/8 of a teaspoon of reduced sodium salt and cover with freshly boiled water. Pop on the lid, bring back up to the boil and simmer for 8 to 10 minutes until tender, just like this. Next, turn off the heat and strain the potatoes. Return the dry but still warm pan to the stove and tip in the strained potatoes. Cover with the pan lid and allow the potatoes to steam dry for 1 minute. Can you see that the potatoes are now really dry? There's no moisture left on them at all, which is perfect. Next, thoroughly mash the potatoes. Season with plenty of freshly ground black pepper and another 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. Then add 1 teaspoon of sunflower spread. Sprinkle over the gluten-free flour blend and baking powder. Start to work everything together to form a soft dough. Don't worry that it looks a little dry at this stage, just keep mixing it until it's fully combined. Then all I need to do is tip it onto either a lightly floured surface or, as I'm using, a silicone work mat. This is still very hot, so I'm just going to leave it for a mo whilst I get the mushrooms started. I've cleaned the mushrooms and cut them into quarters, and I've also rinsed out the sauté pan from cooking the potatoes. Return the pan to the stove top over a medium heat. Add the remaining 2 teaspoons of sunflower spread along with the mushrooms and toss together. Season with more freshly ground black pepper, then turn the heat down to low, cover with the pan lid and leave to sauté, using a spatula to occasionally turn them. You can also add a splash of water if the mushrooms become too dry. The potato mixture is now cool enough to handle, so I'm just going to use my clean hands to bring it together into a dough, lightly kneading it but taking care not to overwork it, which would make it gluey. Now you can use either a rolling pin to roll out the dough, or your hands to pat it out, or like me, a combination of both. I want a circle that's about 1 centimetre or 1/3 of an inch deep and 15 to 20 centimetres or 6 to 8 inches wide. There, that looks great. Now just cut it into 4 equal wedges. The mushrooms are now fully cooked, so I'm going to turn the sauté pan lid upside down and transfer them into it. Then you can either just cover with some kitchen foil or pop them into a warm oven and they'll keep perfectly well whilst the farls cook. So once again, give the sauté pan a quick rinse out and pat dry with a kitchen towel, then return to the heat and add 1 teaspoon of rapeseed oil. I'm just going to make sure that this is well spread out around the pan. Once the oil is nice and hot, add the farls and cook for 3 to 5 minutes until lightly golden brown on one side. Flip them over and continue to cook until they are golden on the other side and completely cooked through, just like this. Spoon the mushrooms onto warm serving plates and serve the farls to the side. Then sprinkle over a little chopped fresh thyme and tuck in. Now I'm off to do the crossword whilst enjoying a hearty but healthy hot breakfast. What a top of the morning way to start the day. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have. You can find more ideas in my Brunch and Breakfast Cookbooks. I have one specifically for gluten-free celiac breakfast recipes and another for low cholesterol options. Both are available as paperbacks or Kindle books from Amazon or as ebooks from iBooks, Nook or Kobo. Links are in the description box below. I hope you'll want to watch more of my healthy cooking videos like these ones here. Thank you so much for your company. Please also let me know if you make this or if you'd like to see a video of any other of my recipes. So here's wishing you all a great St. Pat's Day and bye for now.